Infidelity in a relationship. It's a topic that comes up all the time. If you watched anything online, you might find it called Esther Perel, phenomenal teacher. She's out of New York. She's a psychotherapist, I believe she is. She talks about it in a lot of detail and about the traumas and the things that happen, because she's counseled a lot of different couples over the years. A lot of infidelity that happens in relationships is because the person that commits the infidelity is a person that has a poor self-image, and that's basically the bottom line. People can make excuses about things and say certain things, and there's exceptions to everything. But a lot of the infidelity is because that person has a poor self-image. They're in a place where they always need outside validation. And I'm saying this as a person that I've just observed over the years. Growing up in church, whenever I saw a person that committed infidelity on their spouse, it was always a person that was needy, that always needed that outside validation. They need everybody to love them. And part of them needing everybody to love them is because they don't love themselves. They are empty and hollow on the inside. They don't have any. There's no fulfillment within them. So they think that some other person or some other thing is going to give them that excitement and that thrill, and it will for a moment, because you're going to get shots to their frontal cortex every time they go sneak, and every time they go type text, and every time they plan, and every time they have a conversation, every time they go do the act and do whatever else they're going to do. Of course they're going to get all those thrills, but at the result of what? At the result of their self-image. Because every time you do something that is not right, our bodies know what is right and what's not right. That's why they can use a lie detector to tell if you're lying. Just like people do certain body actions and body motions when they're not telling the truth. They look certain directions, they do certain things, they put their hands certain places because of the uncomfortableness, and their body actually tells on them. So, but whenever people find a space to do something like that, they're usually a person that, because of their traumas, they haven't dealt with, because they haven't dealt with the things that are going on in their life and why they feel empty, then they go seek some other outside source to try to fill that. But it's not going to fill them. The only thing that can fill us is us getting to a place where we have a connection and a relationship with the Most High. That's the only thing that can fill us. Us getting to a place where we want to repent, and we want to turn our hearts to the Creator. We want to seek Him with all of our heart, soul, and mind. That we don't want to pretend in front of people anymore, but we want to be honest, and we want to be truthful, and we want to say who and show who we truly are. Because the dangerous thing with not showing who you truly are, and being deceptive and not telling the truth and being dishonest, is that over a period of time you're going to be exposed anyway, because the mask has to come off. A mask can't stay on. That's why it's so important that people are genuine and authentic. Genuine and authentic people have nothing to hide. They have nothing to hide. But when we're doing something deceptive, then there's always the thing of hiding things. So people are allowed to, so the secret is used as a something to destroy your own self-image, because you know what you've done, regardless of how you lie about it, or I know what I've done, and there's nothing that we can say that's going to change it, and it's not a big deal, because whenever people are willing to admit the wrong and willing to change, then their lives are going to change. This is all of us. None of us are perfect. That's the thing that I would say to any person, right? Anybody out there. None of us are perfect. But the thing is, especially if you're in a relationship, why couldn't you, just like you had a conversation with that person that you had the affair with, why didn't you have the enough internal strength to just talk to the person that you're with and be honest with them and tell them, say, look, this is what's going on, this is what I'm feeling, this is I would like to sit down and have a conversation with you about this, and so on and so forth. But instead, you're going to go have a conversation with another person, because in order for you to have intimacy with another person, there's conversations that take place over a period of time. And through those conversations, someone wins your mind. They take over your mind. Or a lot of times they say men take over a woman's mind. But either way, there's people get in your mind. They get in your head. And once that takes place, then the body is next. Free the mind and the body will follow, something like that. Who's that? Colorblind, don't need no shadow. Whoever sings that song. Free your mind and the rest will follow. But back to my point. But You know, it shows that it's something that's, whenever it's done, any infidelity to me is done consciously. Whoever does it. Being married in the past, I had many opportunities thrown at me where I could have been unfaithful in my relationship, and I just didn't do it. Just didn't do it. And even the one time early on in our marriage, there was a young lady that I met that I was seeing every day because of a certain place that I was going in the morning getting something for breakfast. And what I found is that I started dressing better. When I noticed that within myself, and I noticed how she treated me, and I knew that I could tell that this woman liked me. And because I was coming out of, I got to preface this with, you know, before I got married, I was a person that I just dated a lot of different women at the same time. But I was very honest about it. I wasn't one of those guys that lie and all this stuff. I'm like, look, you're just somebody, I'm dating. I'm not interested in having no serious commitment. I don't want any kids. I don't want this. I had this whole litany of things that I would say. And so I was breaking out of that, or I was breaking the habit of that. And I just got involved with church. And back to the story. So when I noticed that I was starting to get, like, I can't say even feelings for this girl, but I was intrigued by the way that she treated me and by the way that I knew that she liked me. Immediately what I did was I came home one day afterwards. I told my ex-wife at the time, I said, look, I said, there's this young lady I've seen, and not seen like go out anywhere, but I've seen her at a certain place. I said, and I can tell that this woman likes me because of the way she treats me, especially compared to everybody else. The way she talks to me, and just little things. I said, and because of that, and because I noticed that I started dressing better even when I went there, and I'm not going to go there anymore. And the thing that I feel like I need to do with you is I'm going to come to you and confess that to you. I said, nothing happened. I didn't holler at her. I didn't get her number. I didn't do any of that like that. It was just platonic, general conversations. But because I was starting to feel myself going down a slippery slope, when I noticed that I wanted to dress better going there, I said, this is, I better cut this in the bud now. So what I did was I came home and I told her about that, because that's the type of person that I am. And which is something that a lot of people probably wouldn't have, but I did. I told her about that. And because to me, honesty is important. And if you can confess something like that, what it does is it frees you up. You know, it frees you up. It frees you up from being a prisoner in your own mind, because you know the things that are right and wrong. All of us know what's right and wrong. You know, and my grandfather and my dad, or my grandfather would always say, don't do nothing that you don't want your spouse to do. And I wouldn't have wanted her to do that, so I said, or I wouldn't want her to start feeling some type of way about another person. So that was my thought with that, is that I wanted to just open up my heart and be honest. And we had the conversation. I told her, I said, look, I said, this isn't a reflection on you. This is me trying to overcome my old nature in the way that I was. You know, and after that, there was no more any issues as far as with me, because I started doing a lot of praying and a lot of fasting about it, because that was an issue for me early on in the relationship, I'll say, because of my habit and that's the addiction that I had. I didn't have any other addictions. Like I would drink alcohol every now and then, whatever, but I wasn't really into drugs and nothing like that, because all that stuff was just, I thought it was just stupid and a waste of time. But so the thing is, again, we have to know the things that are hindrances to us, the things that are bringing damage and harm to us. And I told that story just now on this video because I want to be open and honest with people, because I want people to know that, you know, none of us are perfect. But the thing that's going to save and salvage a relationship is that you're getting involved with someone that's going to be honest with you and tell you what's going on. They're able to communicate effectively. They're able to come to you and say, look, this is what I'm feeling. This is what's going on. Because if they can't, then you can just wrap it up within a period of time, because of different little things that's going to go on in that relationship. It's going to just continue to it's like a sledgehammer when you're hitting it on something. It's not going to break it immediately the first time you hit it. But over a period of time, that thing is going to break down. It's going to break down because of all of the little secrets and all of the little deception and all the little lies and all the little stuff. It's just going to add up, and it's going to compound, and it's going to compound, and all of the hurts and not resolving issues, and it's going to compound until there's going to be a breakup and a destruction. So that's kind of my thought for today. Like I always say, I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. Hit the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share the videos. Like I always say, I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Arnold Austin.